Guys, it's extremely hot outside, and like Chris said, it's only going to get hotter. And as those temperatures rise, we are going to see those roads not get any cooler. Here's the temperature that we measured just outside of our station today at the pavement. It got close to 140 degrees. And if you're not careful, those temperatures can mean serious damage to both your tires and your vehicles.
Last year we experienced quite a few where the tires have started to bulge. Where they have just blown out while driving.
Chad Miller owns his own auto repair business on the northwest side of town, just off of De Zavala. He says he and his wife have been experiencing that Texas heat firsthand.
She went running last night, and just in her running shoes, it melted her running shoes on the asphalt when she was running last night.
Miller says it's a little early into the season to see a spike in tire replacement calls, but his shop is expecting those calls to come as the tire's pound per square inch or PSI levels increase.
Especially as the temperatures increase, by that 1-2 degrees every, or 1 to 2 PSI every 10 degrees, it will cause catastrophic damage to those tires.
Miller also says that the damage to your tires may not only be coming from the highway.
A lot of times more so in asphalt parking lots where you're doing the turning and now your tires are having a little bit more friction on them, side friction, so that will cause some tire damage as well.
After reaching out to TxDOT, they told us that the heat on the roadways can weaken passenger vehicle tires. Both TxDOT and Miller encourage drivers to routinely check their tire pressure throughout the summer.
My suggestion is if your tire does blow out, pull off right away, get under control, pull off right away in a safe spot.
One of the things that Miller also encouraged is for drivers to have their own personal pressure readers, because relying on your car's internal reader may not always be accurate.
All right, perfect. So our story today is going to be about the heat specifically on the roadways, and if you guys have experienced any significant spikes in people coming to you guys for tire care, because I know a lot of tires have been exploding on the road.
Right.
Have you guys experienced anything like that?
We haven't yet, but we do know that, with the heat, especially with the increase in the last couple of days, that we have seen, we have seen some people come in. We haven't seen the catastrophic damage to the tires. We have seen people come in with exceptionally high tire pressure, because when the temperature increases like 10 degrees, your average tire pressure increases 1 to 2. Okay. So if you're running too high of a tire pressure, it does have a chance to blow out the tires. So we have seen some excessively high tires, just nothing catastrophic damage as of yet.
But you guys are expecting it as the summer months get hotter now?
As the summer months get hotter, yes. Things to look for is going to be like if you have dry rotting on the side of your tires. That's a point of failure. If your tires are too thin, that's a point of failure. So especially as the temperatures increase, by that 1-2 degrees every, or 1 to 2 PSI every 10 degrees, it will cause catastrophic damage to those tires.
Okay. Have you guys, I guess not this year specifically, but have you experienced any really bad tire damage from specifically these blowouts or these?
Yeah, we have. Last year we experienced quite a few where the tires have started to bulge, where they have just blown out while driving. Sometimes not necessarily on the highway because you're not putting as much friction on them. A lot of times more so in asphalt parking lots where you're doing the turning and now your tires are having a little bit more friction on them, side friction, so that will cause some tire damage as well. But it can, if you're driving on the highway and after 20 minutes of driving, you can increase your tire pressure by almost 5 to 10 PSI. That can cause, especially if you have compromised tires.
Absolutely. So what are some tips for people to look out for? Should they constantly be checking their tire pressure? Should they get a monitor? What's your suggestion?
I would say, you should check your tire pressure. You can go on any one of the online sites and get a tire pressure monitor. I would not necessarily rely on the TPMS sensors or TPMS readings within your car, because some of the vehicles do not actually have the actual readouts of the tire pressure. They just put the tire pressure light on. So it wouldn't hurt to get a tire pressure sensor. It wouldn't hurt to go to a local repair shop or a local tire shop to have the tire pressures checked. A lot of them will do them for no charge for you as a courtesy. Look at the age of the tires. When was the last time you had the tires replaced? When's the last time you had the tires rotated? those are some of the things that you can look at to prevent any catastrophic or any damage while driving.
Yeah, absolutely. And could these tire blowouts prove fatal? You know, a lot of people, like you said, driving in parking lots, but also, you know, sometimes on the highway, those tire blowouts. What is your suggestion when those tires do blow out? Is it the suggestion to keep driving until you can pull off, or is it just stop wherever you are as soon as you can and
pull off right away? My suggestion is if your tire does blow out, pull off right away. Get under control, pull off right away in a safe spot. If the tire does blow out, again, slow down to a safe speed where you still maintain control. Safe speed being, you know, under 10 miles an hour. But then get to a safe spot. You'd rather get you to a safe spot and damage a wheel than to not a safe spot where you're parked on the side of the road and other cars are bypassing you that can put you or your family in danger.
Okay, perfect. That's all I really have for you.
Okay.
Is there anything else that you feel like we missed that we should talk about this?
I told my wife I would say this, but so you were talking about tires and rubber and stuff like that. She went running last night, and just in her running shoes, it melted her running shoes on the asphalt when she was running last night.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
So tires, so you could you know, so not only is the roadways or the highways or the streets hard on tires, they're also hard on running shoes. She ruined a $190 pair of running shoes last night by running at like 6 o'clock at night.
Wow.
Just melted the bottoms off. It was crazy.
It gets very hot.
It does.
It's not as hot out today,
Right.
for sure, but it definitely does get.
Well, the next couple of days it's going to bump back up.
Yep.
You know, that front came through. We didn't get any rain, but that front came through, so we was hoping to get a little bit of moisture, but we got some cooler weather.